Take a deep breath. Slow down and allow your heart to be still. In this quiet moment, let us reflect on one of the greatest questions humanity has ever asked. Is God real? And if He is, how do we experience His presence in our daily lives? From ancient times until today, people from every nation, culture, and generation have searched for God. Some have looked for Him in the stars, some in sacred books, some in temples and churches, some in nature, some in silence, and many have searched for Him in the deepest places of their hearts. But what does it truly mean to believe in God? Is believing in God simply agreeing that He exists, or is it something deeper? For many people, God is not just an idea, not just a theory, not just a tradition. God is a living presence, a guiding light, a loving Father, a quiet voice that speaks to the soul. Yet others struggle. They ask, if God is real, why is there suffering? Why do I feel alone? Why can't I see Him? Why do I sometimes doubt? And these questions are not wrong. Doubt does not mean weakness. Questions do not mean lack of faith. Sometimes they mean you are searching sincerely, and God honors a searching heart. So, how do people experience God? Let us explore this together. First, many people experience God through peace. Have you ever felt calm, even when life was falling apart? Have you ever felt comforted when everything seemed hopeless? A peace that did not come from money, not from success, not from people. A peace that came from somewhere deeper. Many believers say, that is God. When anxiety says, be afraid, but your heart says, I will trust. When storms rage around you, but inside, you were still. That quiet strength, that steady assurance is often how God makes Himself known. Second, many experience God through answered prayers. Not every prayer is answered the way we want. Not every prayer is answered immediately. But sometimes you ask for strength and suddenly you find yourself standing. You ask for guidance and the right door opens. You ask for protection and you escape harm. You ask for help and someone unexpectedly appears. Coincidence? Some say yes. Others say, that is God working behind the scenes. Third, many experience God through love. Real love, sacrificial love, forgiving love, patient love. When someone forgives you when you don't deserve it, when someone helps you when they gain nothing, when someone stands by you in your darkest hour, that love reflects God's heart, because God is love, and every genuine act of love is a glimpse of His presence. Fourth, many encounter God in nature. Have you ever stood under the night sky and felt small, yet amazed? Have you watched a sunrise and felt hope rise with it? Have you listened to the ocean or walked through a forest and felt something greater than yourself? Creation speaks without words. It whispers, there is a designer, there is purpose, there is beauty beyond accident. For many, nature is a silent sermon about God. Fifth, many experience God in difficult seasons. This may surprise you, but often people grow closest to God in pain, in sickness, in loss, in heartbreak, in failure. When everything else is stripped away, when strength is gone, when answers are missing, some discover God is still there, holding them, carrying them, sustaining them. Not always removing the storm, but giving strength to survive it. And later they look back and say, I don't know how I made it through, except that God was with me. Sixth, many experience God through inner conviction. That gentle voice that says, do what is right, forgive, let go, change, return, trust me. Not a loud command, not a harsh shout, a gentle whisper, a nudge of conscience, a stirring of the soul. That quiet guidance has led countless people away from destruction and toward healing. Now, let us ask something personal. How do you experience God? Maybe through a song that touches your heart, through a verse that speaks directly to you, through a prayer that brings tears, through a testimony that inspires, through a miracle, through a second chance. Or maybe you are still searching. Maybe you feel distant. Maybe you feel unsure. Maybe you feel empty. Maybe you feel confused. And that's okay. God is not afraid of your doubts. He welcomes your questions. He invites you to seek Him honestly, because faith is not pretending. Faith is trusting, even when you don't see everything clearly. Some people ask, why doesn't God show Himself more clearly? But perhaps He already does. In kindness, in mercy, in forgiveness, in beauty, in truth, in changed lives, in quiet moments. Sometimes we miss Him because we are too busy, too distracted, too noisy inside. God often speaks in silence. That is why prayer matters. Prayer is not just talking, it is listening. It is opening your heart. It is saying, God, if you are real, reveal yourself to me. Let me feel your presence. Guide my life. And wait, not for a voice, not for a sign, but for peace, for clarity, for comfort, for courage. Because sometimes God answers not with words, but with Himself. And as you walk forward in life, through joys and trials, through victories and failures, through questions and discoveries, may you continue to seek, may you continue to trust, may you continue to grow, and may you discover that God has been with you all along.